Financial mathematics. Let's do this. A lounge suite is priced at 7,500 at a furniture store. Mr. Morris buys the lounge suite on a hire purchase scheme. He pays 10% deposit and decides to take a repayment of. There was an answer in the question, so I had to scratch it out. Per month for 24 months. So now the first thing we need to know is how much deposit did Mr. Morris pay? What is your preliminary answer for the deposit? What did you guys write there?
I did it like this. The answer is 750 rand. And then for B, the answer is 6,750. And then the answer when I'm done, it's 281.25 cents.
281.25 cents.
Yes, sir.
All right, the Mango James, how much deposit did he pay?
No, sir, 2,750.
All right, and then yaba ho sala bokae a tlameleng a e patale?
Yeah, number B.
Number B.
6,750.
Okay, then ka kgweding tseo tse 24 in 2 years a tlameha hore a ntshe bokae ka kgwedi?
Ka kgwedi a
Number
tlameha hore a ntshe ke thotse 62.50 cents.
So 62 rand 50 a kgwedi.
Yes, sir.
Kgweding tseo tse 24. All right, let's plot it down and see basically what it means. So the first thing, the lunch suite, which we will represent as LS, K 7,500. Okay. So we just want 10% deposit. Just need to write 10% deposit. It over 10 over 100 multiplied by 7,500. It will refer 75. I need to put in the currency symbol 75 million of 25,000 over 100. This cancels this, this cancels this, but that goes without saying. Therefore, the deposit here on 750. So if you wrote 750, that is the correct answer. Let me just get my calculator there so we can do the rest. So we have that. I think all of you got that one right. Now let's move on to B. So B says, now that she's paid 750, what is the balance? The balance will basically be 7,500 minus, I'm just going to write it as balance. So the balance is going to be 7,500 minus 750. So this is the answer for B, which is indeed 6,750. So now out of this 6,750, she decides, okay, guys, give me some time to breathe. I want to pay the remaining amount. Yona yena 6,750 over 12 months. So basically we are going MI for monthly 6,750 divided by 24. I cannot 24 months. So now it will be 281.25. The person is in 280. This is how much he is going to Something is not right. Let's just go. I think there's interest. I'll check our interest. I think okay. All right. So there's no interest on the remaining amount. So you guys are right. So there's no interest on the remaining amount. Man, I want to buy stuff from that shop. So that's 281.50 cents. This is how much you'll be paying a month for the next 2 years. Brillianto. Guys, let's move on to the next one without much further ado. There's a lot to do. 3 of these. I'm hoping we'll be able to finish on time. Your 5 minutes, well, probably 10 minutes because this one's a little long. Starts now. Let's go.
So I'm done.
Brilliant. Let's take preliminary answers. How much deposit did I have to go? Okay, let me just go through the question first before we do the answers. Nomvula and Sam decided to pay for motor vehicle finance to buy a car for the amount of 150,000 rands. Okay, my time is running out here. Hey, all right. So at the deposit payable is 23.5%. The loan is payable over 5 years at 9% simple interest. So the first thing we need to find out is how much deposit did they pay? What did you guys say?
So the deposit they paid was, I wrote 15,000 rand.
No, it can be 15,000. With 15,000 if the deposit was 10%, but we are working at 23.5. The Mongo James, what did you guys write?
35,250.
Okay, that sounds about right. Let's move it here. Is it 35,250 rands like this?
Yes, sir.
Any sense? No sense. I had sent it. EJFL.
Yes, sir.
All right. How much was left after they paid the deposit? How about the deposit? I care about 150,000 rand. Chelete setting you. Kibuka, I hope we don't have 9% interest on it. So, Basset Basaba Kolota Bukai.
So
Answer, then we'll go and plot.
you was it 114,750.
All right. Then Yababa Patala installment is some kind of for the next 5 years.
You was it 1912.50 cents.
Me too, sir.
Okay, so that's 1,912 rands, 50 cents. All right, let's move on first. Okay, let's go there and plot it. Where are we? So the first is 23.5%, quite as we do, of 150,000 rands. So that's 150 and 3 zeros. So basically, we are then going to say 23.5 of, a pen is giving me a problem. I don't know why. 100 multiplied by 150. 150,000 rands over 1. I'm just going to check that from our calculator. So that's 150,000 multiply by 23.5. It gives us, I'm going to run out of space here. I'm really going to run out of space. 325, so 000, so it's 3,525,000 over 100. Then this 0 will cancel this, and we will have our deposit as 32,000 250. So that's the deposit. I'll just write it as SDP. Now let's move on to the next question and see what we need to answer next. Now that we have the deposit, we need to answer B, isn't it? The deposit was here for A. Now we need to move on to this one. How much was left after the deposit? I'm guessing how much money still needed to be paid. Not the best of phrasings, these questions. I hope the ones that will be coming out in your exam will be slightly better. So now we have this. I can find, we have this 32,050. We just need to subtract that from our mother, which is 150,000 rands. Basically, that's how much they still need to pay. However, we still need to add the percentage of interest that they have to pay. So we're going to have the difference between 150,000 rands. And maybe I should just write this with text. I need to move this away so we could have text, which will be better. I don't know why it's not coming through. But in any case, what we need to, so that is the balance. Okay. So then the balance will be 150,000 rands. 1, 2, 3, subtract the deposit that they have already paid, which is 35,000 rands. I hope they're married, because it would be a bad idea if they bought a car together and they're not married. We've seen and heard horror stories where that happens. So then the difference, the balance that's still left is 150,000, 1, 2, 3, subtract 35250 gives us 114,750. We're dealing with money, so we need to always remember the currency symbol. However, this is not what they owe, because we are charging this at 9% of 9% of this amount. Okay, so that is that. I'm going to skip a lot of steps. So we are basically going to say 9 multiplied by 114,750 over 100. Well, not really skipping steps, but that's that. It's going to give us 1,032,750 over 100. Now that gives us that gives us 10,000. If I can find my cursor, that gives us 10,327 rands and 50 cents, which we are adding to this money, which we are adding to this amount. So, man, they owe a lot of money still, despite their deposit. So that's 114,750. So basically, what they really owe is 114,750, going to be 125,077 cents. No, not 77 rand 50 cents. So the outstanding amount is 125,077 and 50 cents. This is what they owe. As it is the answer for our B. So basically, that's what they owe there. Maybe I should give the So the answers, just write them here. So here it's 125,077, 50. That's what they still owe. And 23.5%. 23.5% of 150,000 rands. We found that to be, okay, this is what we're going to write here. For the sake of 32,250. So now we are moving on to the last one, which is, okay, how much, just highlight it there. How much were their monthly installments on the remaining balance? So we just need to divide this by, okay, let's just go. And plot. Let's just go back and plot. Wiping the boards. So now what we are looking for at this stage is monthly installment. Remember, they're taking this balance over 5 years. So we are going to check the number of months we have in 5 years. Number of months we have in 5 years is basically just multiplying. I don't know if it's 2 L's or 1 L, but installment like installment. So 2. So number of months is equal to 12 by 5. So they'll be paying installments, say 60. Say 60. So we are going to look at the amount of money they owe and divide that by 60. That will give us the number of installments that they still need to pay. We said 125,077.5. So that is how much they still need to pay off, and they realize that it's a bit too steep. We won't be able to afford it quite immediately. Then we will need to pay all this amount over a period of 60 months. So the amount is 125,000 rands and 77 rands, 50 cents, as if that wasn't enough. So we're going to divide all this by 60 months. Will give us 2,084 rands. So the cost of owning a car is quite high, as you can see, 084.6. Let's just round it off to 63. That is the amount they need to pay. Let's just go back to our answers, rather the question, and fill out the answer. Basically, this is how you do these type of questions. Pretty sure they do appear in the higher grades, I suppose. 9, 10, going upwards. And now at some point you will need to use compound interest. At this stage, we were just using simple interest. In any case, lebitso la ka ke Nyakallo Lepoto ka mehla le matsatsi ke re emela thuto ya ngwana hao ka maoto. Ke a leboha.